Pastor Adeboye breaks silence on Cama signed by Buhari. Pastor Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God (RCCG), has joined other Christian bodies in kicking against the Company and Allied Matters Act (Cama). The law signed by President Buhari gives a minister the power to appoint an interim committee over an organization or church where misappropriation is believed to have taken place. Adeboye, who spoke through his head of media and public relations, Pastor Olaitan Olubiyi, said the stand of the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God and the leadership of the church on issues like this is not always different from whatever the Christian Association of Nigeria can and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria PFN will always align ourselves with whatever the stand of the leadership of CAN and PFN on issues like this. The Redeemed Christian Church of God does not take any decision that is at variance with the stand of CAN and PFN, and the same thing applies concerning this very issue. Daddy will not take a stand different from the ones of the two organizations CAN and PFN, and the same thing applies concerning this very issue. Daddy will not take a stand different from the ones of the two organizations CAN and PFN. CAN and PFN have spoken on the issue of Cama, and as far as the Redeemed Christian Church of God is concerned, that is our position too. We are in alignment with that stand, the RCCG spokesman said. Okay, and that is it. Meanwhile, it is also gathered that a leading chieftain of the People's Democratic Party and the former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, has described the Company and Allied Matters Act (Cama) recently signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari as the greatest threat to Christianity. Meanwhile, he said any plan to bring down the Church of God will not work. Recall that the World Council of Bishops had emphatically described Cama laws on churches, religious bodies by Nigeria's federal government as an illegality. Meanwhile, President Buhari signed the Cama Act, which has generated a lot of controversies, into law earlier this month. The Christians Association of Nigeria CAN had also described it as satanic, demanding that the president halt the implementation of the obnoxious and ungodly law until the religious institutions are exempted from it. Also, the founder and general overseer of the Living Faith Church, also known as Winners Chapel, Bishop David Oyedepo, was one of the first religious leaders to warn the President Buhari government against the application of Cama in churches. Adding his voice, Fani-Kayode tweeted, "Though the legislation known as Cama represents the greatest threat to Christendom in our history, those behind it fail to appreciate that the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church no matter what they do. Jesus remains Lord and the gospel shall continue to flourish." Well, this is a very serious one. Well, meanwhile, on the other side, guest has commented on this one, and he said Christianity does not change Adeboye from being a Yoruba chameleon he's supposed to be. Okay, that is coming from guest. And meanwhile, Samuel Osehenye saying that Daddy Gio has spoken well as a matured Christian leader. Anybody expecting him to say anything personally should learn how to work as a team and organization. Even if he has a personal opinion about this issue, it doesn't count now. as the parent body has spoken. Anyone blaming him or calling him names should be careful not to hand the wrath of God. All right. Well, a lot have been said so far on this one, and then meanwhile, it is also said that yes, in fact, according to John Oladele is saying that yes, I respect Baba Adeboye a lot, but this statement is too technical. But then we can't have two Archbishop Benson, Andrew Idahosa personalities like him only appear once in a generation. Nevertheless, the gates of hell in any guise cannot prevail against Christ's church. All right, and it is also gathered here that political answer. It is a pity that while we have a supposed pastor as vice president, Christianity is undergoing this level of attack. What also is surprising is the hidden undercurrent and fearfulness exhibited by leading men of faith. Christianity is under the threat of extermination, and supposed Isaiah, Elisha, Micah, and Mordecai of this generation are hiding under can to make a pronouncement. Remember, everyone will account for what he did with the position God placed on him. Oh my God. Well, a lot have been said on this so far, but one thing for sure is that well, we should not run faster than our legs. Daddy Adeboye is not and cannot be a controversial fellow. His take on this is normal. Well, I think being a humble fellow, the CAN and PFN are the two umbrella that shield all Christian denominations. If his statement varies from those two bodies, it becomes a house against itself. Okay, and then one thing is sure, the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church of God. And as it is, the Athens must rage and imagine vain things, but the good news is that he that seated in heaven is laughing at them, and that is it. And why do heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Well, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the ruler take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Well, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. That is Psalm 2 from verse 1 to 5. Well, not to worry, God will answer as many as are conspiring against his church. Well, that is it, my people, on this one. And I know a lot of people still have a lot of comments to add to this. Well, meanwhile, while you do that, make sure you subscribe for more updates. That is if you have not subscribed. Thanks always.